Okay, I just listened to the Tech News Today podcast. They gave some the latest news again. They spent quite a bit of time talking about their wristwatches and the positive and questionable features about it. I'm a little curious still. They still haven't brought up whether it has Wi-Fi or not. Can you just go on to the library and use the internet with whatever few programs they have? I'm not aware of that. They say that they have Google Now, which is a popular program. I've never used it, but it's supposed to be an alert type of program. You aggregate your emails and Twitter feeds, maybe Facebook posts. I'm sure whatever you find important will probably go all together into that, and then just give you real-time updates. And I would think that would need Wi-Fi. It might be assumed that when computers come out now that they have Wi-Fi, so it's just maybe something to consider. They keep on harping about how ugly the square interface is, which I think is interesting. I don't really, I can't really decide which looks worse or not. But they're pretty adamant about that difference between square and circle type of interface. Apparently Facebook has studied almost 1 million people. It's, over 500,000, 689,000, to do a psychological study on mood. We get, 1,500 news items a day. Do we read 1,500? No. But and they don't even go through anyway. It's more a matter of Facebook deciding which of those 1,500 news feeds we get, and they decided to do a little manipulation with that information by only posting positive information to see how people would react. So they were playing with mood as an experiment, and it was published in a scientific study, and through that scientific study the general public found out. What's that called? There's a way to poll people's opinion polling and stuff. There are programs that are coming out with that, and Facebook is just another one that's experimenting with it. I thought it was what more people seem to be finding that's most effective to use, though, are attitudes towards particular things. Moods come and go. If they're only putting out positive posts, then it depends on what their content was for the positive stuff. But you want to, I think, for these future databases, they'll want to focus on our attitude towards particular things, events and people and all that. Computer-generated stories sounds awesome. If we could automate a lot of these stories, it's a matter of getting more stories out there with fewer people. Now, I find it interesting, and they didn't bring it up in the news, this podcast, but they're like, they're not going to let people go. They're just going to give the people that are already reporting more stories. They'll be able to report more. But, I mean, that's still, in a way, indirectly letting people go. It's just simply not hiring extra people. So, I mean, it's in a way, since it's in its initial phase, you could say that. That's usually what happens when particular changes occur. The company doesn't hire on additional people in favor of the new technology, instead of just letting the current people go. Google wants to keep their brand on everything for familiarity. Third-party manufacturers can put their own advertisements within the Google products. Thought that was interesting. Orkut, never used, don't have any idea. I think I read about how that was how it was popular in Brazil. And then Microsoft's coming out with a smartwatch, which is kind of neat. See how that goes.